beats on there for like a year and a half before I even got Ableton.
Nice.
Just on an iPad. I would go to the school. This is when I was going to Houston. I would go to school, find sounds on YouTube, save them on the actual like computers, and then have to load them onto my iPad, and then just go back to my room and just jam out for like
That's
hours.
commitment, man.
Yeah, I made a couple tapes like that.
That is really cool.
It was rough.
Yeah.
But I didn't know any other way, so I didn't know that was not a. Then I got Ableton, and I was like, why didn't I have this the whole time?
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like when I first got Ableton, it was just the Ableton Lite, you know, and so I had my MPC and I had the Ableton Lite, and then what I had is a little handheld like controller that you could run it had an aux, and so I had a microphone. So I would run from my computer and run into the microphone, and that's how I would take beats off of Ableton Lite and take them to my car and like listen to them. Yeah, so that's what I was doing.
I never even thought about that
because I couldn't save them in any. You know, you couldn't save it. You just had made it, and then that was that. You know, so that was always like a bummer to do. You know, but that was real. I mean, it was a good thing too, because if I had spent, you know, like you said, $700, $900 for the Ableton Suite, like. I realize now, especially the way I make music, I'm like, man, you can just buy the regular Ableton and then purchase the pieces that you might need as you go.
Yeah, because you don't need everything in there.
Yeah, you don't need all that. I mean, I don't use probably 90% of what's in that program, maybe even more, dude. I maybe use one. I'm not kidding. Probably besides like for mastering, like instrumentation and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I hardly use. I'm using the piano.
Yeah, I don't think I use anything in there other than like a few audio effects. But most of the effects I have, I just bought myself or something.
Yeah, and like you can build with the operator. You know, operator comes with standard, and so you can. I mean, once you like look up a few tutorials and start to watch how guys are doing this, you know, you can literally make you could make drums with the operator if you really want to. You make drums with simpler. Like that was how I learned how to make like 808 kicks, so they could be like different pitches. You know, multi-pitched.
Yeah,
like that. I remember I sat at home all night one night on a Friday. I was just like, I'm gonna figure out how to make a multi-pitch kick drum, man, and just watched like a 25-minute YouTube tutorial.
I probably saw the same video. I think I recently just saw it too. Because I was like, what is opera? I always hear people talk about it.
Yeah, it's a great synth, man. Like I love it for sure. I really like it. So when it comes to your like production, like basically like one thing that I always find it interesting is like how does somebody just decide they're going to make a beat one day? Because some people, like, I might wake up and be like, you know, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to sample surf today. So I'll go on YouTube, I'll maybe grab a record, and I'll just go. And when I finally hear something, I'm like, cool, that's what I'm going to use. Sometimes I'm like, I want to play the piano, you know, and so I just do that. But how does the motivation, I guess, get created for you to sit down and work on stuff?
I just got to hear something. It's like, it's usually like I hear something. I'm just walking and then I'll hear something like hit or just like something play, and I'm just like, I was like, oh, and then like it'll start twisting in my head, like almost like it's remixing in my head, like, oh, I might be able to like make some chords kind of similar to that, and then I'll literally just stop what I'm doing and go find my laptop and then be like I told you before, like try to capture that moment and then try to like work with it, and then sometimes I come back to it, sometimes I don't, but
so
it's just a moment thing.
Yeah. So for you is music like so I think
someone like a rapper or something, or just like in general, it just doesn't go anywhere for me personally. Like they probably like it, but I'll just be like, I don't really like it.
Yeah,
like I gotta just feel how I feel.
You find that hard to connect with or motivating, really, to make something for somebody else?
Yeah, because half the time I don't even know them, and like I don't know who they are as a person or how they feel like on a 90% time of the day.
Yeah,
like they could be a super sad person, and I'm over here collabing on them on this happy beat. It's like it doesn't really match.
Yeah,
for me, for my sake.
Yeah, I hear that, man. So how, like, when it came to working with Nick, did you just kind of have beats and Nick heard them and was like, hey, can I jump on that one? Can I jump on that one? Or did you make those beats specifically for him?
I think it started off as like because I've known him for years, and I know, like, I don't remember what the first beat was that he